Hello to Fortopia and Happy New Year! It's been a while since I've been by, but there was no chance I was gonna miss one of two Fortopia's most esteemed traditions, as it's time for us to look into my murky crystal ball and attempt to predict Nintendo's future. Hopefully it goes a lot better than our last performance, as we didn't really do well last year at all. Heck, humanity as a whole didn't do so well last year as a whole, so we'll call it a mulligan. With that in mind, I'm your host 24 Kevin, the not-so-good Nostradamus, and here are my Nintendo predictions for 2021. Well, the year of Mario's 35th anniversary has ended, and with it came Mario 35, the Mario 3D Collection, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, and Paper Mario the Origami King. And with that, you would think Nintendo would call off Mario for a bit. Nope! First of all, we know that Nintendo has said they would stop selling the Mario 35 collection in March. And while I believe they will stop selling the package as a total, I can see them adding the games individually to the eShop. Except for Mario 64. And more on that a little bit later. They will, however, add Sunshine and Galaxy as their own original releases, and I could see them adding Mario Galaxy 2 as its own individual release as well. I can't really see too much being done with the game improvements-wise, except for better resolutions, but hey, Nintendo has pulled some other stuff out of their hat before, so who knows what they got planned for this. Now I know we called it last year, but I truly believe that we are getting a Mario Sports title this year on the Switch, and if Arceus exists, it'll be a Mario Golf on par with Mario Golf Tour for the 3DS. Seriously, one of my favorite 3DS games. Also, I'm just gonna put it out there, a new Wario game. I love Wario, you love Wario, please give us more Wario. Just make more of an effort than the Game & Wario game, please. I did love the Pictionary game, but the rest were in my opinion. Now, while on the topic of anniversaries, we actually have some more big anniversaries coming up this year. Although last year was Mario's 35th anniversary, it's actually the 40th anniversary of his first appearance in Donkey Kong, making it this giant ape's 40th birthday as well. If I were to guess, which I am, I would predict that we're getting a new Donkey Kong Country game. It's been nearly 7 years since the original version of Tropical Freeze released, and the series could use some freshening up. Truthfully, my hope would be that we'd get some 4-player madness on screen with the Kongs from every generation. Donkey, Cranky, Funky, Dixie, Candy, Trixie, Lanky, Chunky, Kitty, the works! Just as long as they make transitions a lot easier than they did in Donkey Kong 64. Okay? Okay! Now we also have the 35th anniversary of Metroid coming, and I know everyone is hoping for a Metroid Prime 4 release this year, but I really don't think it's coming. Maybe another teaser trailer later, but I believe we will be getting something Metroid related. I don't think it'll be in the form of a Metroid Prime trilogy either though. For this, I would assume Nintendo would release a new 2D Metroid game. This could be another remake a la Samus Returns, which, if it were to happen, I could see the next game being a remake of Metroid Fusion. If that isn't the case, I could see Nintendo creating a brand new 2D Metroid platformer as sort of a tie-in to Metroid Prime 4, and a way to satiate the hunger until we finally get some new news. I'm just gonna throw this out there as well, if they do remake this game, I predict they are gonna port over Samus Returns to the Switch as well. You can't just have this brand dying on the 3DS, it's just sitting there waiting to be reused again, so why not port it to the Switch with even higher resolution assets that you're probably using in the remake for Metroid Fusion as well. It's a win-win, and everyone could enjoy more Metroid. Another anniversary is coming that really isn't that big, but should make for some interesting news in March, is Animal Crossing New Horizons celebrating its 1-year anniversary. Not gonna lie, I completely fell off of playing Animal Crossing around September, as it seemed like it was more of a chore to play than enjoyable. But it still seems to have a strong fan base. And what does that fan base need? Updates! We need some serious updates to content in the game, and while we all know some are coming, we have no idea what they will bring. If I had to make a prediction, I think we'll finally get something akin to Tortimer's Island. Minigames will be added in slowly, hopefully with various rewards, and former shops such as Brewster's Cafe will return. But I have a hunch it's going to return in the form of a boat akin to Red. I would have them start off very small and modest and have themselves gradually build up either through donations or patronage to the shops. eventually becoming this huge yacht that could support more than one shop. Again, I have no idea what Animal Crossing has planned for the future, but I really hope it has some unique updates that can pull me back in, because I had a lot of fun playing when this came out. I just need something to do when I get back into it. We're actually going to jump back into another 35th anniversary, as it's one of the biggest franchises in Nintendo history, and one of my favorite. The Legend of Zelda is becoming 35 years old. I called it coming holiday last year, but this is the year we will finally see Breath of the Wild 2. Not only do I think we will see it, and have demos available, but I think it will be fully playable come the end of the year, and released on the Nintendo Switch. That's not all we're gonna see though. We're also gonna get an overabundance of Zelda this year, with a Zelda collection coming. I just have to wonder what kind of games would be included on it. I would assume Skyward Sword is a lock, and then adding in Wind Waker and Twilight Princess from the Wii U would be easy ports. I would like to think Nintendo might go all out and possibly do another collection of 2D games that would also include Minish Cap, Oracle of Ages, and Oracle of Seasons. But I'm not just gonna stop there. I believe there's also gonna be a Seasons Pass DLC for Age of Calamity. I put over 170 hours into that game, did everything you could do, and I still believe that there's even more that can be done in that game. New challenges, new maps, new characters to play as. Heck, there could even be a new story that ties into Breath of the Wild 2. I know it won't actually tie in due to certain things that happen in that game. However, I think there's definitely something there that could tie in and indicate things that could happen in Breath of the Wild 2. They just held them back to release them later this year because they didn't want to give too many hints out last year. But you'd think I'd be done with the Zelda predictions there. No. We got one more thing to go over. This year also marks the 25th anniversary of a console near and dear to my heart, the Nintendo 64. And yes, I'm predicting that we will get the Nintendo 64 for the Nintendo Switch Online. They could produce a mini console alongside that, but I think they're out of the market for the time being, and we won't be seeing those anytime in the near future. Although I would absolutely love one, I think this is going to feature things like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Mario 64, and other classic titles for games we previously mentioned on this list. But we have finally come to our last anniversary in our predictions. But believe me when I say it's gonna be a big one, with Pokémon celebrating its 25th anniversary. And if I know the Pokémon company, they're gonna go all out. I think that we should be getting previously announced Pokémon Snap early this year, with Detective Pikachu also coming to the Switch, with the sequel following up next year. I'm also going to add one final collection to this prediction list, with a Pokémon collection coming to the Switch. Personally, I would include Pokémon Red, Blue, Yellow, Pokémon Pinball, Pokémon the Trading Card Game, and a Pokémon Mystery Dungeon or two. It's an easy collection to put out, and if Nintendo wants people to pay full price, they better hope they overdo the amount of games in these collections. Of course, we should hear about the game that everyone has been waiting for news on. Pokémon Unite should be coming out at some point this year, I just have no idea when. And I think that's everything, right? There's no other Pokémon games fans have been asking for, is there? Oh, is there a remake of 2 games? The only ones I've never played? Well, you know what? Why don't we put it in our predictions for them? This year, you guys are getting your Diamond and Pearl remakes. You guys have been asking for it. I mean, Nintendo's not dense, unless it comes to Mother 3. The Diamond and Pearl remakes should be as good as gold this year. At least, that's my hope. Who knows, though, whatever they're thinking. And hopefully, we'd see a little bit about Gen 9 coming next year. But anyways, that's all I got for Pokemon right now in the games world. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that's going to happen in Pokemon Go. There's plenty of things that's going to happen in Pokemon the Trading Card Game. I'm sure there's going to be lots of great stuff coming out. So just keep your eyes open for Pokemon, because there's going to be lots of great 25th anniversary merch coming out. Another game series of Nintendo's we haven't heard too much about recently is Splatoon. We know they keep doing updates with Splatfest and whatnot, but we haven't heard so much about the future of the series. At the end of 2019, they actually put out this little teaser that appeared to tease a Splatoon 3, with SOS appearing as a reflection to have a great 2020. Yeah, that turned out great, didn't it? But recently, the Splatoon team has been a little bit quiet on their front. I believe that's because they have been working on Splatoon 3, and we will be getting it some point this year. If I were to guess, it would be sometime around September. September, Splatoon, it all just works out nicely. It makes for a good holiday game, and Nintendo needs a really big online multiplayer game that everyone can play. Despite Smash constantly getting a bunch of updates, I think Splatoon 3 would be the perfect addition to the Switch right now. Speaking of Smash, we're gonna end the video by doing our final predictions of the Smash Fighter Pass. Now, last year, I was completely off, and I know the dream of Geno is finally dead thanks to that Mii costume coming in. But I think I have 3 really good predictions for this year. First up is someone that I actually predicted last year as well, and since Nintendo has been buddy-buddy with Microsoft for a while, I would have to make the guess that Master Chief should be making an appearance sooner rather than later on the battlefield. Next up is someone I'm shocked hasn't been added yet, as he seems to fit so well with the Smash and Nintendo aesthetic. It's Rayman! He's been one I've been wanting for quite some time, and could be a real fun addition to the game. Heck, almost all his games have come out on Nintendo consoles, so please Nintendo, if we couldn't get him as a fighter, could we at least get a Mii costume or an assist trophy for the guy? Finally, with his newest entry in his series, presumably coming to the Nintendo Switch, I'm gonna predict that we are finally going to get Crash Bandicoot as the final member of the roster. I know it's kind of out there, and he used to be basically a poster boy for Sony, but his last couple games have come out on every single console available, so he's kind of his own thing now, and I would think that's enough of a distinction for Sakurai to include him on the roster. But I have one final prediction to include, and that's that we will in fact get a third Fighter Pass. Call it a hunch, but I actually do believe that Sakurai wants to make this the best Smash ever, despite him already doing so, and with it doing so well in the sales already, literally becoming one of, if not the best fighting game already. I'll have to double check my notes on that. Then why not release one final third Fighters Pass that will include 6 new characters that Sakurai can just pick whoever the hell he wants, just let him have some fun, let him include some of Iwata's favorite characters as well. It would be absolutely incredible and a great tribute to the man who made the series absolutely legendary. Alright, I know I've been talking about franchise this whole time, so I'm gonna put this out there as the final prediction of the video, that we will in fact get a new model of a Nintendo Switch this year. I think it's going to be a lot bigger, a lot more expensive, a lot more powerful in terms of graphics and hardware acceleration, and I think it's absolutely going to blow the original model out of the water, similar to what the new 3DS did to the original 3DS. I don't want to get too much into the technical side in predicting it because I don't know enough about microchips and processors and how the Switch works in order to put a prediction into that, but all I can say is it's going to be a lot more powerful and it's going to be good. Those are going to be all my predictions for the upcoming year for Nintendo. Let me know what you guys think. Which of these are realistic? Which franchises would you guys like to see? What announcements have you already heard that you're really hoping to see this year? And let me know what you're most excited for that's already been announced. For everyone here at 24Kevin Tendo, I'm your host, 24Kevin. See you guys next time. Hope you all had a great day. Bye!